Okay. So I announced me being live. I'm gonna for fun. I'm gonna do this. Wait, this down on that. Oh, cool. Toxic Avenger. That's pretty cool. Peacemaker new episode was good, but that scene. Oh, yeah, that scene was really crazy. And plus, the one thing I kind of dislike a little bit is Toxic Avenger has James Gunn did nothing with Toxic Avenger. They didn't talk him into doing anything with that because I believe James Gunn had something to do with the original Toxic Avenger. Don't quote me on that or anything like that, but I believe so because he did the trauma films. He did some of the trauma films. And how are y'all doing? Yeah, Toxic Avenger. Yeah, Peacemaker. Yeah. It is really cool that Peacemaker is now the top stream stuff on HBO Max. And don't say just because it's brand new, because there's a lot of new seasons that came out the same day, and those weren't on the top. And usually, when a new season comes out, those are usually the top. So happy early birthday! And man, I see your post a lot on Instagram, and man, you do pretty good. I just think it's pretty cool overall. And yeah, at work at my job, I talk about DC a lot too, and I think some of my coworkers are hyped for it, and it is weird. I really want to slow down on the whole talking about the toxic Snyder stuff because man, some people that I thought were not that toxic and ended up sort of being toxic, like Mr. Phenom. Like, he keeps talking about stuff, and Aaron Fisher, like Slav's Free Talk exposes Aaron Fisher by like misleading a lot of stuff and all that. It's just crazy. I just want to slow down on that though. I just want to talk about how how um okay, let's do this here. Some of my family members are watching Weapons right now, and that's pretty cool. Weapons is a Warner Brothers horror movie that's doing pretty good because it's a low budget movie. So already making profit no matter what. And yeah. So how are y'all doing? I see more people possibly joined, but thoughts on anything? Comment, say something. But yeah, I just think it's really cool that we're experiencing anything. Oh, hi. I don't think I recognize that name. Are you sort of new, or did you change your name, or I don't recognize that name. Mecca G75. Thoughts thoughts on DC Comics right now? Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah. Oh, Daniel. Yeah. Your name kind of confused me initially. And yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day is pretty cool, and it's funny because people are always thinking it's definitely 100% a Disney like Marvel movie, but I believe Spider-Man Brand New Day will still be considered a Sony movie, even though it would be with Disney somewhat. It's still gonna have that whole agreement. But yeah, it is pretty cool. But man, I just really hope after maybe once Marvel, once DC actually hits a movie that reached 1 billion, these toxic people are gonna like fade away a little bit because it's getting annoying. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still a Sony pretty much movie. Disney's working with them, but still gonna be pretty big for that. And yeah, overall, I'm hyped for a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'm hyped for a lot of stuff. That Clayface movie, actually, for other stuff, I would say, I know for sure. Yeah, episode 2 of Peacemaker is gonna be pretty cool, and I hear a lot of news of Peacemaker right now. There's gonna be a big surprise on the last 3 episodes. You know, the last 3 episodes, because they're really hiding those 3 episodes from the press, and I'm not 100% sure this is gonna happen, but there's a pretty good chance this might happen. Does anyone want to know um, possible spoilers? Not spoilers within like the thing that we already watched or anything, but possible news of the episodes that possibly are going to be a surprise. Does anyone want to know what I heard? Hmm. Was Batman Forever was Val Kilmer, right? Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Val Blue Beetle, yeah. As well, the toxic ones are big mad. They're doing going fights the DCU Justice League with the King. Yep. Yeah. Actually, the Batmobile from I just saw pictures currently. The Batmobile from the George Clooney TV show, that Batmobile was pretty cool. Most of the George Clooney ones are pretty cringy and really bad, but that Batmobile was pretty cool. It was like a sports car type of Batmobile. And I would say that Batman or Robin Batmobile. Hmm. Wait, what? Actually, the Batman and Robin Batmobile looked pretty cool too. But man, I'm just really happy. Like people are these people are still saying that Superman failed when it didn't actually fail at all, because if it destroyed Fantastic Four, that means Fantastic Four failed like really, really bad. If Superman failed, that means Fantastic Four. Yeah. Yeah. The Blue Beetle thing was the one I was talking about. Blue Beetle might show up. And I wonder if they're gonna use the same suit as the old one. They're gonna change up the suit. I personally want the suit to be a little lighter, or shoot stuff in the morning time, because I liked the movie, but my one thing I didn't like was the fact that it was nighttime the most of the time. That was my issue. But overall, I think hmm, that here's a random topic. He- Here's my hot take. My hot take. You know the scary movie franchise, right? I personally do not like the first two scary movies, and they're both like created by the Wayne's brothers. What's funny is I like the third one the best. Scary movie, Scary Movie 3. I like the third one the best. Yeah, Superman was successful still. Yeah, and what's funny is here's my take on that. Sure, Man of Steel beat Superman in the box office, of course, but when Man of Steel came out, it was way before COVID, way before streaming was a big thing, because the only streaming thing at that time I believe was Netflix, or like and the other streamers are like was way too weak. I believe CBS All Access was still around, but Netflix was the big thing. And also Man of Steel came out like Man of Steel came out after Avengers, and Avengers did really well, and people really like Avengers. And I think that's why Man of Steel did so well, because people are really like, oh, superhero movies are big. Oh, I need to watch the next one. I need to watch the Man of Steel and all that stuff. And oh yeah, Jared Leto is crazy. It is funny that these Snyder fans really defend these crazy people. They defend Jared Leto, and then they also defend Ezra Miller. They also defend Amber Heard, and they also defend Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's a really bad actress. Like she's not good at acting, and also she's very political. And I understand her stance of political thing because she was in the military in that side of the world. Thoughts on the new Lego Batman game? Pretty good. The thing I'm wondering is, will they show the other Batman movies? Because in the trailer they only showed the Batman Batman and then the Dark Knight movies. But I wonder if they're gonna show Batman Forever and Batman and Robin and Adam West Batman, stuff like that. That's my question. If they're gonna show every single version of Batman, that'd be kind of cool. But that's my thing. And I'm still waiting for a Superman video game because I'm much more of a Superman fan than Batman. They will show the other movies, yeah. That'd be cool. And now I'm still wondering if they're gonna show the Adam West ones too. But like I said, I'm not like a huge Batman fan. Like I know most people are more Batman than Superman, but I've been Superman for like the longest time. I don't why they defend criminals. Yeah, I don't understand why they defend them. And you heard the Plastic Man news, right? Has anyone heard the Plastic Man news? And no, it's not gonna be a confirmed thing, but what happened is the guy from The Office, the guy with the big glasses, that guy, he said he was interested in being Plastic Man in the DCU. That's pretty much all that happened, but it is interesting. Yeah, Gal is a really bad actress. It only worked in the original Wonder Woman because she was a fish out of water. She was confused all the time within the context of the movie. So her not acting that good made sense. No, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Adam West, yeah. I personally like Adam West one. Yeah. But man, I like I recently did a comedian post saying that I'm gonna slow down on talking about the whole like toxic Snyder stuff because it's messing up with my mental thing. But um hold on real quick. A little later I'm gonna pick up the laundry But right now, yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. So, what else do you want to talk about? Superman. Oh yeah, Henry Cavill, Christopher Reeves. Yeah, they're pretty good. I I like Henry Cavill's like physical appearances, his strength and stuff, but how he acted somewhat, I personally didn't like that much. But Christopher Reeves, his Clark was really good. His Superman was a little bit um it was weird in the Superman 2 where he wasn't really being Superman like most of the movie. That was my issue about that. But I personally like George Reeves. George Reeves was really good. He had a good balance of Superman and Clark Kent. And I like obviously David Cornsweet's like my favorite because he definitely showed Superman really well, like very well. His Clark was not really great that much, but David Cornsweet is a really good Superman. So if I mix David Cornsweet with George Reeves, I think that's a good balance. Personal favorite Batman, Batman Forever. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but Batman Forever showed Batman very well. Um, the Donner cut is very good, but yeah, I'd say the Donner cut mainly because they showed his vision and stuff. And what's kind of funny is there was a deleted scene, like kind of towards the um, end of the movie, kind of deleted scene where he, well, Zod went to jail instead of dying. And if that was actually canon, but they wanted to cut it off for like time and stuff like that, that would be proof that Superman didn't kill because Zod actually going to jail would be kind of interesting. Ironic how Henry Cavill wanted to play Superman. Nice character. Yeah, um, yeah. Henry Cavill did want to do the whole positive Superman thing, and Zack Snyder really didn't like that for some reason. It is interesting how that happens. But man, I'm glad that more people are liking Superman now because of this movie. Because I'm looking everywhere on the internet, say, people are saying that I used to not be a fan of Superman until Superman 2025. I think TV extended cut I think is like 4 hours long, but it shows like more stuff. Actually, I, I don't remember. I think it might have been 3.5 hours. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just because like I said, I see a lot of people on the internet saying that they are finally a Superman fan because of this movie, which is really cool. Some people, it's like what happened to Man of Steel. People didn't like Superman until they watched Man of Steel. Why is it that I get along with? It's mainly because I believe you're more open-minded. You understand different opinions because some people whenever they have one opinion, they do not want to listen to other people's opinion because that's kind of like me right now because if people really like Man of Steel, I'm completely fine with that. I just do not like people that attack other people for liking what they don't like. I just yeah, it's just crazy. And so far only y'all two are talking, but it says there's more people watching, so I guess they're just listening, I guess. But yeah. Like I said, for you, I think you just like talking to people and learning what people are thinking, you know. It is cool. But man, oh that's interesting. That's pretty cool. And I tried to get along with toxic people, but they're just too crazy. I think Canon Films supposed to make a fifth Man movie, but got canceled after. Yeah, yeah. They're thinking of making a fifth one. I personally think instead of making the fourth one, they should have um made the Supergirl movie instead, and possibly had the Supergirl movie have Christopher Reeves and Supergirl like hanging out, you know. And and I heard they were planning on Christopher Reeve to hang out with Adam West Batman. They were trying to do that initially, but the accident happened, and yeah, yeah, try to understand them better. Yeah, but sometimes people that are like very toxic, it's kind of hard to understand them. They're like a lost cause, I think. Because I tried to actually, Mr. Phenom, I tried to talk to him, tried to reason with him. Initially, he was sort of nice, but it wasn't really. You seen? I see some stuff of Sean O'Rourke, but initially I thought he was nice, but he's also pretty toxic. Hi, critic Chris. So, critic Chris, you said you didn't watch the Suicide Squad, and you didn't watch the first season of Peacemaker and stuff. Um, Creature Commandos. Did you watch Creature Commandos? I understand, like Peacemaker would seem to be pretty crazy. I haven't spoken to him. It's mainly because he hasn't communicated to me, Sean PVS 101. Yeah, he hasn't spoken to me specifically. Meant to make a sequel to Superman Returns. He compared it to Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, the issue of the whole Superman Returns was whenever he picked up the planet made of kryptonite. The island made of kryptonite. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, time is a big issue. I'm watching stuff. Uh, since I recently moved here, I have a little more time than usual, I would say. But I think I know you might also actually, Critic Chris. How do you feel about the whole adult humor and inappropriate stuff like nudity and all that? Like, how do you feel about any of those stuff? Because you may or may not like Peacemaker because of that. It has pretty graphic stuff. Yeah, Adam West and Godzilla. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Adam West. They were planning on a lot of stuff, and what really sucks is it's hard to find the original Hulk TV show because CBS made the show. Universal owns the character somewhat, and then Disney owns some of the rights too. So I don't know if I should say this, but I'm not complete. Okay, it is really weird for like the whole Kevin Spacey thing, but my really hot take is is he might not be like all the way guilty in my eyes because I really looked into it, and he got um he got released for not enough evidence and all that stuff. But he is, of course, like really creepy within the context of the thing he was charged he was known known for. But it is crazy. It's crazy. I'm not fully supporting him, but I'm not completely 100% against him, if that makes sense. Thoughts on Keaton Batman? Michael Keaton Batman. I would say his Batman was pretty good. He was middle of the road on both, actually. Middle of the road on Batman, and then his Bruce Wayne was a little bit less than that. My perfect thing is Clooney, George Clooney's Bruce Wayne with Val Kilmer's Batman. I think that's a perfect thing. Okay, nudity. Yeah, you. That's fine. Okay. So the first Peacemaker um episode of season two. Season two, episode one has one scene that has a lot of nudity, but they don't focus on it a lot. Like it's like characters walking past naked people kind of thing. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I would say. So I think you could be watching it. I would suggest if you watch it. You have plenty of time, really. You could start watching like one episode, like maybe two episodes a week or one episode a week. For starting from the first season, and then going all the way to second season, because second season it's one episode a week. So probably like towards the end of October, the whole show's gonna be finished. So you have plenty of time. You can do probably like a couple episodes a week and then stuff like that. So that, yeah, this might be a hot take, but I thought Kilmer was probably best being Bruce. Val Kilmer. That's pretty interesting. But my personal take was Kilmer's Batman was really good. I think Clooney's Bruce Wayne was good. Clooney's Batman wasn't that great, but his Bruce Wayne, I think, is still like one of the best Bruce Waynes, my opinion. A close second would be Adam West. This might be a hot take, but I don't like how Bruce Wayne was portrayed in The Rock. Yeah, I didn't like his portrayal either. I agree with that. I would say Adam West. I'd say Adam West Batman would fit Christopher Reeves. For the Keaton thing, I would say Superman Returns. I think Superman Returns, Superman would fit the Keaton one. Adam West would fit Christopher Reeves. And then I would say for Superman, the 2025 Superman, I would say Batman Forever. Batman Forever would fit David Cornside Superman. Of course, like with upgraded stuff and all that stuff, but the style, I'll say. I gotta go now. See you later. See you later. Have a good day. I've heard about it, but I didn't like first. Yeah, that's a good mindset. Like, don't judge it until you watched it. That's good. I'm binging West Batman show now, just going into the third season. Yeah, and I watch. I'm actually watching the. I've been watching a few episodes of the George Reeves Superman, and I personally really liked it. It of course is outdated, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I would say Val Kilmer. Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting. But the George Clooney thing, I would say if George Clooney actually focused on being a really good Batman, I think George Clooney can do both. Honestly, yeah. Superman the anime series, yeah, is really good. Uh, I still stand by the fact that Superman 2025 is very Superman animated series type. Like Superman animated series, he was pretty emotional, you know, and Snyder fans don't want to agree with that, but he was. But yeah, it. I just think they're still really wanting James Gunn still really wants Superman to be in a video game. That that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Um, Superman 2025 is very Superman animated series thing. Like Superman animated series, he did cry. I accidentally went back. Um, but yeah, it's getting close to my birthday, and I'm excited for that. And I got I got some I took time off of my work for that time, so it is interesting. And sorry I don't post that often, but I'm excited. I'm happy that people are still watching and all that stuff. But man, oh, Superman and Lois didn't have their first kiss. Yeah, yeah. Which was which was kind of odd. Happy early birthday, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm born in '93. But yeah. But, but man, I liked it. Yeah, Lois wasn't drooling over Superman. That's the thing. And in the Superman 2025, she wasn't really drilling over Superman either. They're dating for 3 months, and I would say dating because Lois says that they're together, but they're not girlfriend boyfriend at the time. So yeah, I think both the Batman suits. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yep. But man, if Superman gets a Lego movie, Lego video game, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, it looked like they were going steady. Yeah, they were not like completely together. That was my issue of Man of Steel. Man of Steel, it seems like they're already like really, really together. Like Man of Steel, Cavill, like that was my issue of Man of Steel. Like, why was Lois Lane already know the secret before he worked at Daily Planet? It is weird. Like she shouldn't know Superman's identity when he works at Daily Planet. The next movie for sure is Supergirl, like it's already confirmed. But I would say no one after that. I think Clayface is gonna come out next. And I really hope the next movie was new Wonder Woman. And then after that, I think the Batman Part Two is coming out after that. So the DCU Batman might be 2028, which is a pretty long time, I think. But yeah, it is weird that Lois would have been pregnant for Bruce Wayne. It, it's it is weird. Yeah. Yes. Superman 2, that whole thing made sense. But I think Lois knowing Superman's identity and Man of Steel was kind of weird. Like how would she already know? Like she discovered it, I guess, for journalism, I guess, but it was weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Snyder, like some people, like I understand people like Man of Steel and all that stuff, but man, if they continued it, there was not much he could do because all he had planned were which two other Justice League movies, which doesn't make sense because why would you go Justice League 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back? Doesn't it? You need to space out really good movies. If it's a good movie and then a few other lesser movies and then another really good movie, you can't really do good movie, good movie, good movie. You know, that was one of my issues. But man, I like Man of Steel movies to a lesser extent. This, yeah, yeah, Jesse's Lex was really bad. Like Jesse Eisenberg was acting like Riddler. People are saying he acted like Joker, but I think even Joker um would be like like even crazier. So like I would say Riddler would have been more accurate. It seemed like Jesse Eisenberg was being Riddler, especially with the pictures and all that stuff. Like I think Riddler shows like pictures all the time, you know. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. I'll say. Glad y'all are still watching my stuff. I know I've been not uploading very often, but I'm really happy for all this. Doug Walker portraying Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was pretty funny. The only Snyder fan somewhat I somewhat respect is Tyrone Magnus. I respect him somewhat because he's genuinely being the truthful. Like he does like the James Gunn stuff. He's completely being truthful versus like people that really bash on every single thing James Gunn does. It seems like they're not being truthful because the worst director in the world, in my opinion, still has some stuff I like. You know, funny you say that because I sort of held back on uploading stuff and like posting stuff mainly because some of the harassments I've been going through. Um, so what my plan was that I actually did actually do somewhat is wait a little bit and then post stuff that because every time I comment on like a video, it, it goes crazy. It, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like the people that really like harsh critics specifically, he see he seems like he's attacking everybody and then he says he's not attacking everybody. And plus some of the videos you know the whole person that does the AI images and talks about harsh critic a lot. That YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he he seems to really be smart about it. That YouTuber, he points out a lot of flaws that Harsh Critic has spoken, and yeah, it is weird. I think CS the director, I think it is like even worse. Not really even worse, but like he he seems to say that oh you're scared, you're hiding and stuff like that, but I think CS the director is also hiding because he never shows his face, so he is hiding. And I know not showing your face is more of a privacy issue, but if you're attacking people for like hiding and you're not showing your face, it seems like seems kind of odd to say that. Yeah. I still get mad whenever I still get mad whenever Mr. Phenom says oh, that's not Lex Luthor, that's Lex Jr., that's his son. Like, that is not his son. If that's his son, why does he shave his head to be like Lex Luthor? He doesn't need to look exactly like Lex Luthor. That's not Lex Luthor Jr. See, if Mr. Phenom knew about comics, he would know Lex Luthor has two sons, Lex Luthor Jr. and Jackson. And then Lex Luthor's son, no, Lex Luthor's dad is Lionel Luthor. And why does Lex Luthor like if that's supposed if Jesse Eisenberg was supposed to be Lex Luthor Jr., then why does he own the company? Lex Luthor Jr. never owns the company. After Lex Luthor owns the company, he goes to and once he goes to jail, um, Lana Luthor takes over and renames his the company L Corp instead of Lex Corp is L Corp for Lana. Um, so that's my issue right there. I think both guns are. Yeah, I think Snyder does a lot more slow mo than Michael Bay does though, and I think Michael Bay slow mo is a lot better because every time he does slow mo is like a lot of stuff in the background, you know, a lot of stuff in the background. So it's like whoa. Versus Snyder, it's like oh slow mo, just this. Versus Michael Bay does. Yeah. That's, what's funny is CS the director really likes Michael Bay, and he also makes fun of James Gunn's sense of humor. Like, oh, he's childish and everything, but Michael Bay he does childish jokes all the time. So I don't know why CS the director really likes Michael Bay, but he hates James Gunn, which doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, both of them have explosions. Yeah, I don't understand why CS the director likes Michael Bay. Yeah, Snyder does way too much slow mo, and Superman there's only I believe like one major slow mo. I think actually two slow mos because first one is when Lex Luthor pushes the cup and it falls down on the ground. It slow mos like that, and then the other slow mo is when Superman punches the guy's face and then the teeth fell out. That's the two slow mos. MCU films have slow mo, but the scenes did. Yeah, and I hear I haven't watched the movie because I do not want to watch the movie. It's gonna be really bad. It is Rebel Moon Part Two. I heard Rebel Moon Part Two has like 30 minutes of slow mo. And I hate the fact that these people say that James Gunn's doing all the projects whenever he's factually not doing all the projects. He's only doing the first few projects, so then it has a good starting point. And then the other projects are going to be like some of the other projects are going to be written directed by someone else. The only other project that James Gunn's got to do is the next Superman project. CS the director probably likes Megan Fox's legs. Yeah, that is crazy right there. Well, It's funny because he wants him to do more Michael Bay like Transformer stuff, but personally, I don't really like his Transformers movies. What I actually liked was his Ninja Turtles movies. Like the first one was okay, and the second one was pretty good. The Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, I think it was called. Yeah, Transformers slow-mo is not nearly as much as Zack Snyder does. I also can compare James Gunn with like Quentin Tarantino, like how he would do like the weird kind of jokes and like inappropriate stuff and all that. Um, hi. What we've been talking about is how Zack Snyder and Michael Bay is very similar. They do a lot of slow mo, and Michael Bay's like sense of humor is very similar to James Gunn, stuff like that. But what I said just recently, I said James Gunn is very similar to Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, but yeah, he's very similar to Quentin Tarantino with all the like weird sense of like the uh, similar sense of humor and like very bloody sometimes. I would say James Gunn has somewhat bloody. Um, and also Tarantino also referenced Superman, but he got it wrong. He said Superman is the alien and Clark Kent is the disguise, which that's wrong. It's the other way around. I would say it's a mixture of both, maybe. But Superman's more Clark Kent than Superman. Pathos is similar. Yeah. Um, I'd also say what, what's kind of cool is what's kind of cool is I saw that Joichi Suda, the the guy that has Suda 51, and he's part of Grasshopper, um, Grasshopper manufacturer, and Kevin Smith. You know, I'm gonna write it down. So I'm just gonna. There we go. So this guy right here, Goichi Suda, he did the Lollipop Chainsaw game, and I'll show you. Share screen. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna do. There you go. I'm gonna remove this and screen share right there. There you go. And here it is. Lollipop Chainsaw, Koichi, right there. I'll say Lollipop Chainsaw. Right there. Okay, there you go. And right there. Lollipop Chainsaw was a 2012 game developed by and with James Gunn as a writer, and so there. See, James Gunn wrote it. There you go. And Kevin Smith, this guy, he reviewed the James Gunn Superman. He really liked it, which is funny because he he got a lot of arguments versus DC. You know, they fought a lot. I would say it's somewhat hot take, but yeah, that Batmobile is pretty good. It's very similar to Adam West Batmobile a little bit because the low car and stuff. But yeah, but overall, I think it is pretty interesting. I would say. Hmm. Yeah, he also liked the first Suicide Squad, which I respect that opinion because there's a lot of people. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, what we've been talking about is James Gunn and Zack Snyder is very similar to Michael Bay. James Gunn's sense of humor is very similar, and Michael Bay slow mo is very similar. But yeah, but it's pretty crazy though. But what I said, the funny guy, I said Lollipop Chainsaw, the Suda right here. This guy, he reviewed the new James Gunn Superman. He also created the Lollipop Chainsaw game, which James Gunn wrote. Kevin Smith, he liked Superman, and he has a lot of arguments with DC a lot. So I'm really surprised he liked Superman. So that's what I said. So yeah, it is interesting how everything works out. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about, and how I still dislike Mr. Phenom for him saying that, oh, that was not Lex Luthor, that was Lex Luthor Jr., which doesn't make sense because Lex Luthor Jr. does not own LexCorp. Lex Luthor still owned LexCorp, and once Lex Luthor goes to jail, um, Lex Luthor Jr. doesn't take over; it's his sister takes over, the Lana Luthor. So seems like Mr. Phenom doesn't know comic books, and he even admits that he was not a fan of Superman until Man of Steel. So that means he does not know about comic books. So that is a thing, and I try to comment and try to uh, have a debate on that and try to explain why I disagree, but he still attacks me for that. But it is what it is, right? Here's Reclaim. Yeah, 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 I guess. No, who are you talking about exactly? Are you saying Kevin Smith has a copy of the Batman Forever? Yeah, the Schumacher cut, and then also the Son of the Mask director's cut. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Mr. Phenom never watches anything Superman related. He only likes Man of Steel, and he only cares about Man of Steel. Yeah, yeah. He might have that director's cut, but like, of course, he doesn't have the rights to release it. Like, if he has the director's cut, that means he has to ask permission for DC to actually be able to release it, and I don't think DC is gonna be willing to release it if he does have the director's cut, of course. But yeah, Son of the Mask director's cut hasn't been released, and the director says it's very, very different to what came out in theaters. And I know people really dislike the Son of the Mask movie, but if it's a completely different movie, it might actually be good. I doubt Eric giving a shit. Yeah, it's like they wanted the David Ayer cut until he supported James Gunn. It's so stupid. Some people do not understand. Creators want to support other creators. There's no fight against anybody, you know. Even Marvel wants DC to do well because if DC does well, that means there's competition. If there's competition, then everybody works hard, makes good movies. Yeah, they're demanding it too. Yeah, still, yeah, yeah. It's just crazy. I think I'm just gonna not really do a whole bunch of videos on these toxic people because I don't want to spotlight them at all anymore. And I still have the whole Toxic Snyder fan playlist. Y'all can still watch. I still have a whole bunch of videos on that playlist, and it's pretty entertaining. You can play that playlist when you're asleep, and I think, yeah. And so far, I think people are watching that playlist because on my algorithm it shows who are watching the videos through the playlist specifically. So some people are watching it through the playlist. So I still have that playlist. You can watch that, but for now, I'm just gonna slow down and not talk about those crazy people. But I'm still gonna talk about like me being excited for DC, me being excited for like upcoming movies and stuff and all that. The Mummy, yeah, yeah. People restore the Dark Universe. You know, they need people are really really bashing on that, and I'm still giving Oran Mid the benefit of doubt because so far he's been doing pretty good. He's been making videos supporting James Gunn. He's been making videos being mad at the Snyderverse people and all that stuff. So I'm giving him another chance. You know, Arana Mid's been doing pretty good now, and he says he's not gonna do the whole evil and mid and all that stuff. And yeah, I believe him for now. You know, I wish I had time to do my own channel. I try. Yeah, I don't really have crazy amount of time either. I just, if anything, I just do a few shorts, like YouTube shorts, like 1 minute or 3 minutes. You know, I just, and if I have a few more minutes, I just do a whole thing. Yeah, I hope so for OA. Yeah, always been doing really good so far, at least. Yeah, I don't hate anyone until they like do crazy stuff because I gave Mr. Phenom a chance. Yeah, Dark Universe was an interesting thing because I think Johnny Depp was gonna be the Invisible Man, you know, and it was pretty good. I don't know how else I'm do it on daily basis. I can. Yeah, I don't do it on a daily basis either. I've been struggling somewhat, partially because I got attacked a lot, but another part was I didn't have a lot of time in my hands. But yeah, PC goes well. Yeah, both of them are gonna do well if both of them do well. That's the thing. And yeah, Bride of Frankenstein. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to lunch soon. I'll be back soon. Yeah. Have a good one for now. You know, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, I think they know it's not gonna happen. They're just pushing it just so then it gets canceled because these people should be smart enough to say that these the actors are not gonna get younger. You know, Henry Cavill has like a really bad hairline right now, and I think he has a few wrinkles coming in. He's pretty old. Henry Cavill's pretty old. Uh, Ben Affleck's getting there. You know, everyone's getting old, and Gal Gadot she's still not a good actress. You know, and Ezra Miller Ezra Miller's crazy. You know, everyone's crazy. I watched some of Kirk Allen. It is really crazy how they pulled off all those some of those special effects. You know, but yeah, 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 yeah. Some people admit to it, but like they're still yeah. He might be good with Kingdom Come, but I think he should do more Elseworld because he seems like even I'm not sure. It's really weird. Yeah, no one wants those, and also I think yeah, Ray Fisher, yeah. I also hear Ray Fisher's pretty toxic too, but yeah, because he constantly attacked whoever's the boss. I understand the Ray Fisher thing for the Joss Whedon, but even after Joss Whedon, he kept bullying everybody that stepped up being the boss. And not every single person that was the leader of DC was bad. It's just Ray Fisher just was crazy. Yeah, Ray Fisher's pretty bad too. And that's why I hear at least Ray Fisher was crazy. But man, I, I just think it's gonna be an interesting thing. Yeah, Ray Fisher's a lost cause yet. Like I said, he wasn't bad whenever he outed Josh Whedon, but later on he got worse. I would say he constantly got worse. I would say, yeah, and I think Jody's Corner kind of exposed it, like showed proof and everything and all that stuff. Yeah, Ray Fisher is pretty bad, and Jody's Corner got pretty decent. I think before I really disliked him because he said it was like really bad. Superman, no, actually Superman, he disliked it a little more, but later on he explained what his thought was. Like some people are really excited for it, and he says James Gunn's really good at doing stuff for the general audience and stuff. So Joey's Corner is pretty decent, I'll say for me. But yeah, 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 and I know the Disney was gonna do a Tron, yeah, the new Tron. Jared Leto's in the new Tron. Snyder fans want a almost turned. Yeah, yeah, right here, yeah, exactly. I mean, Henry Cavill's getting really up there in age. Uh, I would even say that the Superman Returns guy, I would say he probably would pull off Superman right now a little better than Henry Cavill. Superman Returns, yeah, yeah. Whole Dual Shock's pretty good. I know Jester Bell. Some people said Jester Bell's good, but like, man, Jester Bell's getting worse and worse. I would say like her reviews are pretty bad too. I mean, man, Jester Bell's like, yeah, Five Tuesdays maybe. Yeah, yeah. Some people some people said do a collaboration with Jester Bell, but man, after I saw a lot of the reviews to Jester Bell, she does not understand Superman at all. Yeah. Jester Bell's really bad. I saw some people communicating through my Instagram saying they wanted collaboration. Saying they want a collaboration, but yeah. Yeah, Jester Bell's a jester. Yeah. Yeah. Like I guess the person that said you should collaborate with them, like at first maybe she was not bad, but yeah, she got pretty bad. You should y'all should look up like hate videos from Jester Bell. Like those videos are like expose Jester Bell a lot. Like they're pretty crazy. But man, the stream's been doing pretty well from comments, man. She wants to make movies. Yeah, she wants to make movies, but like, man, her reviews, her critiques seems like she's gonna make a pretty bad movie, man. She's like, oh, things have to be explained all the time. Oh, that this doesn't make sense because it's fictional. Like it doesn't make sense. It needs to be realistic. All this have to be explained. I don't understand this because like Jezebel, like whenever she reviews stuff, it's like, oh, this is toxic because I say so. Yeah, like I I think the person that said I should collaborate with her, it was just because she didn't like the Snyder stuff. But that's not only me right there. I would like to collaborate with other people too, like even people that never watched the Snyder stuff or hates DC, but like the people that hate DC but have no reason, like no legitimate purpose. I would collaborate with people actually I would collaborate with people talking about like classic movies. That would be kind of cool. Pretty much anything. I'll collaborate with anything as long as they're just not toxic. People that don't like the really dislike the James Gunn stuff, but have a good reason to and explain everything about it and be open-minded, that's fine. But whenever they're not really open-minded to understand my side of things, it's just I don't know. Yeah, but that'll be good. I like to collaborate with people. Yeah, but overall, it's pretty fun. So, okay. That might have been good. I believe it was when he was like younger. That might have been good. I'm still curious about the Tim Burton Superman. I know people are saying, "Oh, it looks bad." I'm glad it didn't happen, but like the images are like before the CGI and all the special effects and the settings and stuff. Like the behind the scenes, like they weren't even at location. So like the movie still should could have been good, you know? Yeah, exactly. But I try to criticize people, and then whenever they make videos, they just ignore the points I'm making, like constantly calling me a clown, but like ignoring what I'm saying. Like they're not answering what I'm pointing out a lot of the time. him over Cage, I'm not sure. I I kind of understand what you're saying, but like when Nicolas Cage was really young, he was pretty good, you know. And the National Treasures movies were really good, I would say. Yeah, 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 yeah. You have to wait till they confirm stuff, you know. Yeah, Nicolas Cage as Superman would have been awesome. Yeah, like and the fact that Nicolas Cage has a Ghost Rider tattoo and his son is named Kal-El. Nicolas Cage has a son named Kal-El. He's a big Superman fan. I just didn't see Cage as Superman. Sorry. And that's fine. That's fine. But like, it's good that Nicolas Cage was a very big Superman fan. He understands Superman. Like his son's name is Superman. Like his son's name is Kal-El, man. Yeah. But but Nicolas Cage, like he's buff. He works out all the time. Like I don't know. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Not sure about the armored Superman suit. I get it, but like it was behind the scenes pictures. Like we should have saw it like in context of the movie, or at least saw a trailer. You know? Yes, Stallone. I don't see because he has that whole voice thing and like his look doesn't really match. I can see Stallone be at the time, like a long time ago, Stallone. I could kind of see him as Zod. A long time ago, Stallone, not current Stallone, but a long time ago Stallone. Yeah, I can see it as Zod. But man, it is it's pretty interesting. Man. Yeah. I can. Oh, wait. You involved in like business? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Ended up with Dread. Yeah. That was man. I wonder if they're gonna touch on the whole um milestone comics, milestone characters like Stack Shock, Icon, and I like that. I don't know. Yeah. Clancy Brown voice Lex Luthor. Yeah, it makes sense. But man, I really wonder if Nicholas Holt got Superman, if he actually would like exercise a lot and actually become really like muscular, kind of like what David Cornsweet did. I wonder if he would work out a lot for Lex Luthor. Like he was currently like, skinny for like Lex Luthor, which makes sense within that. context, but if he comes back buff, because like it could be like a story where Lex Luthor exercised at prison and then became like strong. That'd be kind of cool, I'd say. But man, yeah. I'm thinking of actually doing something like this. Blake Hart pictures, Blake Hart pictures, or Blake Hart Blake Hart Productions, Blake Hart Pictures, Blake Hart Pictures, Blake Hart Blake Hart Productions, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I'm just thinking of like a studio name, like kind of production name kind of thing, just to start something, Then and Blake Hart is a combination of two of my short films I did. Blake the Fake and Reversed Hearts. Those were my two short films I did a long time ago. Still on my YouTube, but like those short films are really bad. Not really bad, but like kind of cringy. But it's kind of start of my whole liking to do videos kind of thing. Yeah. But man, this is crazy, right? Okay. Think Pedro's going to profile. Probably, but like it's acting, so I think they didn't really he didn't really care. Everyone like I liked Steel, Green Lantern, I like parts of yeah, Gal Gadot shouldn't come back as Wonder Woman. The thing is, one thing that I like it's not DC or anything, but one thing I actually like that kind of should have done well. I understand it not doing well before because people weren't like interested in that kind of movie. Was the original Hulk movie? The original Hulk movie is was way ahead of its time. I think the original Hulk movie is like a movie that Zack Snyder thinks he's making. because the original Hulk movie had a lot of like character development and character study and like how relationships are like and everything. Um, yeah, yeah. I believe it's Hulk 2003. Yeah, Hulk 2003. Yeah, that movie. Yeah, yeah. The 2003 Hulk. Yeah. Uh, People at the time really didn't like it. It didn't do that well, but like now people are really, really enjoying the movie. It. I mean, if the movie came out when Man of Steel came out, I think it would have done better. I'd even argue that if the movie came out probably 2007, it would have done better. I think Hulk would be perfect. Yeah, Hulk would be really good for Zack Snyder. But like I think that Hulk movie is the type of movie Zack Snyder believes he's making because Zack Snyder thinks he's making like really like deep, meaningful, kind of like really heartfelt kind of movies. But like, in my opinion, he's not really doing those kind of movies because there's a lot of like confusing things in those movies that doesn't really make sense. But that Hulk movie is like very, very deep. Like they even made like a door in a room very important to the story, like very meaningful. That door was like part of the trauma and part of his life being changed a lot, and like that door was very cool. That door like led to his whole story being very different. The Incredible Hulk for its acting. I liked Banner as Bruce, but like Norton's Beth. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'd say. But man, I think that's the funny part, right? The funny part is if the Hulk movie, yeah, that's like a Zack Snyder kind of thing. But if the Hulk movie actually did really like pretty well in the box office, Universal would have still had Hulk, like owned Hulk completely. Because right now Hulk is kind of in between Marvel and Universal because Universal struggled with Hulk, so Disney's like pretty much Marvel said that because you didn't really do that well with Hulk, I'm gonna have part of the Hulk stuff. I think Mark Ruffalo is a miscast as Hulk in Avengers. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. I don't. Yeah. What's funny is when Tom Holland was casted as Spider-Man, Disney's casting was completely different. Tom Holland's casting was Sony. Sony casted Tom Holland. Disney casted someone else completely different. But Sony had the choice to actually whoever they wanted. But yeah, I just it it's crazy, I'll say. Mark Ruffalo should play Savage Hulk. I I could I think it's a little too late for that because he's already Hulk. It's kind of confused the general audience. I would say. Come on, feel. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Disney does not understand how to do Hulk. You know? Yeah, so overall, I'll say this. I wish Universal still had Hulk because Universal because the Edward Norton Hulk is still a Universal movie. So, you know, both Hulk movies was better than Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, it's crazy. But man, life's been pretty crazy. I'm finally back, like posting stuff, but coming back was a struggle. I would say. Peop- they say that the Snyder people are not bullying people, but I disagree. That I believe I've been bullied from the Snyder people. Yeah, yeah. If Universal had Hulk, like Avengers would still be fine, and Universal still has plenty of characters to work with if they had Hulk. And Universal also made the Howard the Duck movie. The original Howard the Duck movie, so they could probably have Howard the Duck with Hulk. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Charleston. It's Charleston. What else y'all talking about? There's been toxicity from both sides. They can't admit themselves being toxic. Yeah, that both sides have been toxic, but I would say the Snyder people are far, far more toxic. I would say I was a little bit toxic whenever I would kind of make fun of uh, Tybo Skyberg. I made fun of Tybo Skyberg quite a bit, I would say, but I would make fun of Tybo Skyberg after he made fun of me. I'm not completely justifying me being toxic with that because I agree I was being pretty mean, but yeah. Yeah, adjusted for inflation. I still say adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind made $4 billion. Yeah, exactly. And of course, less people are going to the movies these days because of streaming and because ticket prices are really expensive, and also people are going to the movies less, and also DC's reputation was pretty bad at the time. This time, at least, like before Superman came out. But yeah, yeah, Superman did beat it. Yeah, both sides have been. It's just the way they. Yeah, I've been a little bit toxic, but like I've mainly been toxic mainly because Kyle Scarper was being very toxic to me, so I would kind of hit back a little bit. But I agree that I shouldn't have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tybone did dox me, and he did constantly make fun of me. What the one thing that's really pretty funny is he called me really fat and called me like a loser, like that kind of thing. But what's funny is it seems like he's a lot fatter than me because if fat is not really an insult these days because you're coming from like America. America has like a big percentage of overweightness and stuff like that. He's been like he was being really weird. Then I get, and then the whole thing was like, if you can't take it, don't insult anybody. That's the whole thing. To be fair, yeah, Tybone attacked first. Like he definitely attacked first because all I really did was like say these people are toxic. I want DC to do well and all that stuff, and then Tybone just like attacked me from there. And what I did initially was I was talking about um I believe CS the director, Aaron Fisher and stuff like that. And I was only pointing out what I disagree with a lot, and then Tybone Skyber says that I was bullying them, but I wasn't bullying them. I was only disagreeing with them. I was trying to make a conversation, talk about what I disagree with and what I agree with and all that stuff. But Tybone Skyberg thought I was bullying them, but I wasn't. I was only talking about them. There's a difference. And then whenever he says I was bullying them, he would bully me. Yeah, he does eat a lot, but that's the thing. And the funny thing is he says, "Oh, James Gunn's very inappropriate, very childish," and then he talks about Power Rangers a lot. And when Power Rangers was very childish too. And I'm not bullying him for liking Power Rangers. Like what you like Power Rangers, like this, but if you're insulting something for being childish, for being having jokes like fart jokes and all that stuff, you're liking something that has the same thing. You're liking Power Rangers. Power Rangers has a lot of childish jokes. So why are you insulting something that's childish jokes with that? It doesn't make sense to me. And he always says like, "Oh no." It's like right in front of his apartment. What's funny is he's pretty much doxing himself because all I'm doing is sharing the video that he posts himself. And if that's his apartment, he's shooting a video in his apartment. That I don't know. Yeah, Power Rangers are bright and colorful too. So there's my info on his channel so he doesn't get caught wrong. And he just himself. Yeah, he's covering it up. And then he keeps and what's annoying about Aaron Fisher is like he says, "Oh, I don't need to show proof that I, I need help for my dog recovery and stuff," which is really dumb because you do need proof. If you're asking for money, you're asking people to help out with the surgery, you need to prove that you need the surgery. You need to at least take picture in the hospital or something, you know? And all he really did was just show a picture of his dog, and that could easily be someone else's dog. It doesn't need to be his dog. All that stuff. Like, and then he got mad that I was asking for proof. Like, proof is important. And he says, "Oh, a GoFundMe thing, like, it's against the law for someone to lie about the GoFundMe stuff." Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, my whole thing is he says, "Oh, it's against the rules about the faking the GoFundMe." And then when you look up the fake GoFundMes, there are fake GoFundMes. I know it's against the rules, but some people they don't care if it's against the rules or not. People go against the rules a lot of the time. So there was this one person that pretended to be homeless and did a GoFundMe. And with the GoFundMe, he gained like millions of dollars. And then he went to jail because he got caught. And that's my problem. You need to show proof ahead of time showing that you're for real, that your dog is hurt. And what's funny is during that time he was buying a lot of like action figures and stuff. And then he was also asking for people to buy him stuff, like sports stuff and all that with stuff like that. It was confusing. Like he was buying stuff at the same time asking for money. Didn't make sense to me. But sorry about that rant. I was just yeah, e-begging, yeah, exactly. He, he says that, oh, it's against the rules, so I wouldn't have done that. Like, I wouldn't have lied to you. Like, come on. if people really cared about against the rules, you look at Steam, the Steam gaming website. There's a lot of fake games in Steam. People are getting money just by downloading like characters and backgrounds and all that stuff and putting it all together and then selling it. People are just downloading free stuff to make games that are really boring, but they're getting money out of that. I thought Johnny was in the right regarding that because someone in my state was arrested for doing GoFundMe when he abused his own dog. So yeah, people use that to scam people. Yeah, exactly. People use fake things. There are fake apps too on the App Store. Yes, exactly. Some people make fake stuff to make a profit. That's the whole point. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of stuff, and if people are worried it's against the law, there's a lot of Indian scams, there's a lot of Chinese scams, there's African scams. Like people, you get a lot of phone calls, like unknown calls, and you answer, and they're asking for money and all that stuff. Like there are fake people all the time. And that's what I was worried about. Like people, like if Aaron Fisher was taking advantage of people and stuff like that. I think Aaron's scamming people because he said the dog didn't need the surgery and he still has his GoFundMe active when he's been buying toys during that time. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he was buying a lot of toys during the time the surgery was gonna. Yeah, it is weird. I don't know. Um, I warn people I know not to donate to him because you've pet lovers. There's a reason why channels like Scammer Payback. Yeah, and the Pleasant Green. Pleasant Green is also one of them. Hold on, hold on. You can get into deep legal trouble for that. Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I need to take a break a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, Pleasant Green. Yeah, Pleasant Green is cute. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it it was sketchy since the beginning. I don't know. And it was funny when Jody's corner made fun of harsh critic, saying that it looks like he's in the attic because the ceiling is like way too low. It was funny. Like it is funny that harsh critic made a video on Jody's corner, but whenever Jody like responded in a video, Yeah, Jody owned him. It's like it's funny because after that video, Harsh Critic didn't make a response video. He talked about him, and then he just stayed quiet. Harsh Critic just like didn't make a response video after that. There's this one thing. I was a little bit. I had a little clout for this, but I made a video about like liking Teen Titans Go, right? And there was this whole argument going on with me and someone else. And then the other person says like, "Oh, Teen Titans Go is trash and everything, right?" And then after that, I responded back, and then another YouTuber found that whole conversation, and then made a whole video on that. And then there was this whole kind of thing. I can probably link you the thing. Um, can't seem to find it. Hmm. Hmm. Seem to. Let's find what. Yeah, I'm trying to find my my video where uh, where I talked about Teen Titans Go. There was a whole there was a whole conversation about it. Oh, I found it. Okay. Wait, hmm. Can't. Oh, wait. Hmm? Huh. I'm gonna try to look for it. There you go. Hmm. It's taking a little while, but here, okay, I didn't find it, but here is the person that's obviously bullying me on this one right here. Okay, here is that. Okay, here is this. Here's that video right there, and here is the actual thing. Here's another here's the actual thing, the whole argument I had for that. Okay. Isn't that racist? Yep. Yeah. That video I sent with the whole Teen Titans Go situation, that was a pretty old video, so I was kind of nervous because I haven't did a video like that before that much. So I was nervous in front of the camera, so that was yeah. That Rorschach guy is pretty crazy. I'll say yeah. But man, that so I, I showed that whole Teen Titans Go situation because it shows that this is not the first time this type of stuff happened, and I kind of recommend you watch that. That was the second link in the chat, you know. But yeah, pretty crazy. Okay. Here is another. There is another one, and I saved screenshots, you know. But yeah, yeah. This Rorschach guy is pretty crazy, I would say. It's funny because this Rorschach guy talks pretty slow, and he has a weird, like the voice of like a um he doesn't even use a fake voice. Like he's doing so like he could easily use a little auto tune just to like cover his voice a little bit, but like it's clearly just using his voice, and it's hilarious. Yeah, this and the main reason why I'm not sharing the chat with the link stuff because it's it's not gonna like share through the chat through the stream, so that's mainly reason why I'm not sharing that. Yeah, so like it shows his voice. And the funny thing is, I think you see, See, the funny thing is, Watchmen is not actually originally DC. It's Charleston Comics, which is a Peacemaker. Peacemaker was also owned by Charleston Comics, Charlton Comics. Yeah, this is funny. Right, yeah. Yeah, what a loser. Yeah, yeah. But man, this is going crazy. But stream's pretty fun, I'd say. Yeah, they can't get these characters right. Yeah, it is weird. Like he- it's funny because it is like yeah, it's funny because they're making fun of me, and then they're making fun of how I look like whenever they never show their face. They never show anything about who who they are, what they like, and everything else. And what's funny is the Rorschach channel only has two videos 7 months ago, and then the newer ones 4 months ago, and I think the recent one would be like, yeah, I believe it's 7 months ago. Oh. It's funny because it it is weird because he doesn't have any comments, but he has a lot of remixes. He he constantly gets a lot of remixes. Wait, hold on. Actually, these are not remixes from his videos. These are remixes through the audio. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, he has one subscriber. Yeah, yeah, one subscriber, and his channel two he has 2,081 views, 10 videos. Joined December 17th of last year. So he's not even a year old. His channel's not even a year old, so he's pretty new. And I'm guessing he made the video, yeah, short right here. Hmm. Okay. May 1st of this year. May 1st of this year. So his recent post was May 1st of this year. And January 5th of this year. January 5th of this year, May 1st of this year. So December of last year was when he made the account. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, this Rorschach guy, crazy. I don't know. It kind of sucks. I can't see who actually subscribed. Hmm. Is there? Hmm. No comment. No comments. 25 comment. It's not soccer. You are. It's soccer. If you don't, leave him alone. Calling attention. Don't care what you say. No, with the report. Okay. The only one. There's only one of his videos that actually have comments. It's one that's Ross, and someone's defending him. You need to chill out, dude. Seriously, calm down. If you don't. Okay. Please delete the video. Okay. Whatever. So there's only one. Yeah. That's yeah. Terrible grammar. Okay. I'm gonna see. So he's hiding. So Orhan mid video is hiding some comments. There's two comments I can't see. In the videos that I'm in, there's no comments. Hold on. 20 views on that one. 113 views on this one. 131 views. Your likes, okay? 69. Okay. Here is thing I'm gonna flag this. Report harassment bullying. Okay, here's okay, 106. Isn't it just me? Where's it going over? How can you explain this? That's like he's becoming. This is what he wants. Okay, so I commented on this, and here is the worst one that I'm in. This is pretty bad. I just cannot understand this. And the funny thing is that video is a cop arresting someone. There's no humping or anything on that video. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll even say movies TV Mad is becoming a little more toxic. Before he was sort of good, but I think movies TV Mad is even worse. Let's see. His newer videos are pretty crazy, I'll say. Yeah, movies TV Mad is even worse, I'll say, this channel. Before he used to be pretty good, but movies TV Mad is pretty crazy too. And again, I'm not gonna highlight any of these just to show that I'm not really doing any of that. But yeah, it is. Yeah, his editing style is pretty good too. Yeah, man, this is. Yeah, movies TV Mads keeps yelling. Yep, that's him. Yeah, yeah. Movies TV Mads keeps yelling, and he says James Wan is in talks of replacing James Gunn. James Wan replace Gunn. Okay. James Wan is not replacing Gunn. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, you saw that video too. The titling it says the movies TV Mad video says the DCU Daily is James Gunn replacing then talks of replacing James Gunn. James Wan talks of replacing James Gunn. That titling is really weird. I don't want to watch that because he like yells on the video. I don't really want to support that channel either, so that's a thing too. But yeah, this is pretty crazy, apparently. But yeah, it's odd. Well, stream it, it's pretty long right now. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes. Yeah, I didn't want to watch it because that titling is clearly clickbait because I just looked it up on Google and it says no. I don't know where they got that information from. I think it says DCU Daily. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm trying to look for it, but I don't see it. Yeah, good night, Chris. Good night. But yeah, it is pretty crazy how things have been going lately. But yeah, it is crazy, I would say. Start following you, that's good. Mhm. Okay, just gonna. So, EBT me, man. Yeah, I didn't see anything with DCU Daily. Um, well, I mean, if you find something, let me know. But I haven't seen anything. Hold on. Practice. Let's see daily. Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't see it. Well, I guess the stream's been pretty long. What else does anyone want to talk about? I see there's like a few people maybe. I don't know. It really seems like only Critic Chris and that funny guy's been chatting. I don't know why it says like there's even more people, but so far no one's really been saying anything. I had a good day. Good, good. Yeah, I've been doing better. The fact that I kind of gave up on talking about the whole toxic side of things, my mental health has been getting better and better over time. But yeah, because it's unhealthy talking about negative stuff. don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna talk about DC, still talking about movies in general, and I'm wanting to talk about life lesson stuff like I did before. And yeah, well, s- since no one's really saying much, might have to end stream pretty soon, maybe. I'm not sure. But kind of crazy. Let's see. Well, I guess yeah. Let's call it a night. Nice stream. Have a good one and pretty good. Bye. End stream.